Spreading all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another Madden rebuilding video. Today, we've got a special one because it is a challenge video, a little bit of a caveat to this normal, what would otherwise normally be a regular rebuild video. We're traveling back to the year 2012, and we are going to be doing, you already know about what it is by the title and the thumbnail, we're going to be doing a Heisman Backfield Challenge. Now, what that entails is, who knows how hard or easy this is going to be, but I was thinking of different challenge ideas, and this one popped in my head. So, and I put it in 2012 because I figured it would give us the most amount of options for this different scenario. So basically what the Heisman Backfield Challenge is, it's pretty self-explanatory, but I'll explain it anyway. We have to win a Super Bowl with the New York Giants, which I just picked a random team. It chose the New York Giants. And we have to have that team when we win a championship. Our quarterback and our running back both need to be former Heisman Trophy winners. Now, the reason I said I chose 2012 is because there hasn't really been a lot of variety in the position that the Heisman Trophy winner is in college football over the past decade. I mean, obviously, Travis Hunter won it this past season in real life, and that's the most variety we've had in a long time. Mostly, it's a quarterback award. There is the odd exception, like Devontae Smith in 2020 winning it at wide receiver, but other than that, it's really just quarterbacks. But I chose 2012 because in the middle to late 2000s into like probably I'd say, well, I guess the cutoff, which would be 2015, was when the running backs had their opportunities. So in 2005, Reggie Bush gets it. In 2009, Mark Ingram gets it. I have the list pulled up next to me so I can make sure. And then in 2015, Derrick Henry gets it. So we have the best opportunity to get those guys in this 2012 era, because if I was going to do it in like modern day, we wouldn't have Reggie Bush, we wouldn't have Mark Ingram, and we'd have a very old Derrick Henry. So the challenge would be almost impossible to complete. But it would open up the possibility to do wide receiver, quarterback, and running back. I guess that's a possibility. We could have all three positions be Heisman Trophy winners. Maybe I'll do that at some point as well. But I chose 2012 because we at least have three different running back options we can choose from to put in our backfield. Now, obviously, the easier one would just be get a draft pick and make sure it's Derrick Henry in 2015. But that's going to be a couple years down the road. Maybe that is the strategy. I guess the real challenge of this is trying to figure out what strategy I want to use, because we're not going to be struggling for a quarterback. The quarterback wins it every year. So there's plenty of quarterbacks in this league that are Heisman Trophy winners. The only problem with that is not all of them are going to be great NFL players. Like obviously Johnny Manziel in the year 2012 wins the Heisman. He didn't have a great NFL career. There's other guys on the list. Marcus Mariota didn't have a great NFL career. He does simulate decently well in the video game. Jameis Winston obviously didn't have a great NFL career. There's others that didn't have. Matt Leinart didn't have a great NFL career, but we have a plethora of options at quarterback, but a limited variety of running back options. But like I said, we have to, when we win the Super Bowl, we have to have our quarterback and running back both be former Heisman Trophy winners. So that is the challenge. I haven't figured out what strategy I want to use yet. We'll have to get familiar with what the Giants roster looks like at this point, maybe make some decisions from there. But I'm very excited about this. I hope you guys are too. If you go to enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. And if you have any other suggestions for other rebuild challenges or just rebuild videos you want to see me do in the future, leave them down below in the comments. I have plenty of rosters. I have 2012, like you're seeing right now. I have 2002. I have 2018. I have 2021. Modern day, obviously. That's a no-brainer one. I don't have any 1990s rosters, so don't be asking for any 1990s rosters. But if you want to see me do a specific team in one of those eras, or a specific player rebuild, or a challenge video like this, let me know down below in the comments, and we will take them on in the future. You may even get a shout out in that video. So this one could be easy, depending on the strategy that I choose. I'm not sure, but we're going to take it on. If you go to enjoy, hit that like button, and let's do this. Okay, so I kind of have a little bit of a game plan for what I want to do, at least at the running back position. I'm not going to go for Reggie Bush because by 2012, Reggie's kind of washed out a little bit, so we're not going to be rebuilding with Reggie Bush. We do get lucky with the New York Giants because this team is already fairly well built, at least on the offense. And if we don't want any of these guys, like obviously we can't have Eli Manning as our starting quarterback, so we can trade him for either draft picks or maybe just trade him straight up for one of those Heisman winning quarterbacks. I don't know what direction I want to go with Heisman winning quarterbacks. I kind of want to go. I mean, the easy answer is just trade Eli Manning for like Robert Griffin III because he's a rookie this year. We'd be pretty easy to get him with Eli's trade value. So RG3 would be pretty easy. We could just wait for this draft and get Johnny Manziel, but there's no fun in that. I have the list in front of me, and I'll put up on screen some of our, I may have already done it, some of our options for the Heisman Trophy winner at quarter or at running back. Mark Ingram, I think he would be playing. Would he be playing for the Saints at this point, or he had already moved on? I think he stayed on the Saints for a while. Let me see what Mark Ingram's looking like. Maybe he's our decision. So here he is. He's 21 years old. He's a rookie this year. I forgot that he won it, the Heisman Trophy, and then came back for a couple years. That's kind of crazy. So he's a rookie this year, 71 or 77 overall, 21 years old. So he would be a good option. Or we could go Derrick Henry. We just have to wait a few years because it's 2013 draft coming up. We'd have to wait a couple of years to get him. But that could be an option. Hmm. But who's our quarterback going to be? I kind of want it to be Cam Newton. But Cam's going to be really difficult to get because he's also a rookie this year. I guess we could trade them Eli. I kind of want it to be Cam. What other quarterbacks options would I have? I would have Sam Bradford as an option, Tim Tebow, and then we're really starting to get in the weeds at that point because those guys are going to be either bad or old. Troy Smith is a fun one, but he didn't have a great NFL career, and I don't even know if he's on a team. Is Troy Smith even on a team? There's Rusty Smith. I know he played for the Ravens for a little bit. He didn't last very long in the league. I don't think he was around in 2012. He might have already been retired by that point. I don't think Troy Smith is in this roster. Brady Quinn's in the roster. He didn't win a Heisman, though. Terrell Pryor. Love Terrell Pryor. One of my favorite players of all time. Yeah, I don't think. Okay, so Troy Smith is not an option. So we can go Tim Tebow or Sam Bradford, or then just Cam Newton, or wait until or RG3, I guess, or wait until Johnny Manziel comes in the draft. This, or he's already here, I think. Right? Let me go to Cleveland. Is he already here? No. Okay, he's in the class. He's in this upcoming draft. Okay. So I kind of want it to be Cam. Now it's going to be a little bit tricky because Eli and Cam are very similar overalls. I kind of want it to be Cam. I really do. That's the kind of vibes I'm getting. I'm getting the Cam Newton vibes. I don't. Do I want to wait for Derrick Henry? Or do I want to just go Mark Ingram? I'm not 100% sure. So Eli, I know you're a giant legend, but you're going to get traded to Carolina. Sorry about that, big dog. Although this era of Carolina was pretty decent, so. All right. So Cam and Eli straight up. Oh, the Panthers don't have money. Oh, great. Well, now I have to take on contracts that I don't want. Who's like really bad that's making so much money? Chris Gamble? Chris Gamble's making a lot of money. He's not very good. Let me take this on and see what happens. Okay, so that's a little bit that's fairly good considering they're getting a 30-year-old and I'm getting a rookie. Um I guess I can give draft picks or I can give another player. They need a wide receiver. We have Victor Cruz and Hakeem Nicks. Now, remember, the rest of the team is basically a free for all. Anybody can get on this team because there wasn't any wide receivers that won the Heisman in this era. So we don't have to worry about that. Manningham's 26. Hakeem Nicks is 23. They're all young. I can't get rid of these guys. They're all going to be around for a while. We got to keep these wide receivers around. Um, Defensive ends. We have Justin Tuck. He's 28. We have Jason Pierre-Paul and Osi Menora. He's old though. Do you want OC? Does he help it out a little bit? No. Oh, that's right. I can't trade any players because they don't have any money. God, I forgot about that. We got to go draft picks. I completely. I just literally just did it and then I completely forgot again. So we have to go draft picks. It might have to be a what was this? Would this be 2015? Yeah, this would be 2015 first rounder. I can't give up that because what if we go for Derrick Henry? And I can't give up 2014 because 2014's got good players in it. So maybe I just give up this year. What about a second round pick from this year? Because 2013 is not amazing. That gets it into the orange. Is it going to have to be Eli in a first? It's going to have to be Eli in a first and more. Maybe Cam isn't the best option. He'd help us win a Super Bowl very quickly. That is for sure. If we go for Cam. Oh, Cam. Cam. I just. Oh, Cam. What is his offers? He doesn't have any offers. Well, we got to get Eli's got to be a part of this trade, but Eli's got so much freaking money. That's why they don't have any cap rooms because Eli's making so much money. His cap hit is very expensive. I guess I could give up my first rounder this year. I can't really give up any other first rounders because 2014 and 2015 could be very useful. I guess I could give up a second rounder in 2015. That gets it very close. What about a third rounder? What about a fourth rounder this year? Since I already clicked it, I guess. I don't even think a third round. It might take 2 seconds. It might take 2 seconds to get Cam. Oh, it's so close. It's so very close. What about a fifth from 2020 or 2014? I guess it's going to have to be a fourth round pick from 2014. This is a very expensive player, but it's Cam Newton, and he has been traded for. He's been acquired. We got our quarterback, who is a former Heisman Trophy winner, Cam Newton. I wonder how that Eli contract's going to hurt us. It might end up coming back to bite us. I don't know. So we have that, and now we have to trade Jacobs either for a first round pick in a couple of years in 2015 to get Derrick Henry, or we just go for Mark Ingram. I might want to just go for Mark Ingram since he's here. He's available. So we go to the Saints. We ask for their running back rookie, Mark Ingram. Now, this is probably going to go through straight up, even though I'm assuming Mark has pretty decent value. I wonder if they would give me a first round pick because I could use a first round pick. What about a second round pick from 2015 as well to get that back? Oh, see, I wouldn't have got nearly enough value if I would have just done it straight up. So we can get this across, and the Saints have a little bit of value, so we can trade somebody, or a little bit of cap room, I should say. So we can trade somebody else. They're not going to want Matthias, however you say his name. We don't have any middle linebackers that they're going to want. What about corner? We do have now Chris Gamble, which we don't need. I guess we can try to Corey Webster, see if that'll work. And that is very close to getting pushed through. They need a free safety. We don't have anybody that they want. They need a center. I don't think we have anybody either. We have Kevin Booth and David Bass. Do you want David Bass? They can't take his contract. So it looks like it's going to have to be either a very cheap player or just more draft capital. Not the end of the world. I can give up a fourth in 2015, and that is very close to being done. I guess it's going to take like a 7. We have 2 sevens this year, so. And that is done. So we're able to recoup our first this year and a second in 2015, which is two of the bigger trades or two of the bigger trade pieces that we gave up in the Cam trade. We're able to get that back. And now we've completed the challenge, technically. We just have to win a Super Bowl. So Ingram will pass Ahmad Bradshaw, I'm assuming, this season. Okay. We've got our backfield. We've got Ingram, who won a Heisman, and we got Cam Newton, who won a Heisman. Now all we have to do is just rebuild the Giants like normal, and we can win a Super Bowl, and this rebuild will be done and dusted. So I'm going to simulate the first year, see how this team does. Hopefully the Saints also perform very badly, because that would be helpful for our draft pick, and we will see how it goes. I'll see you guys at the end of the year. Year one is in the books, and we went 8-9. Pretty much how I assumed it was going to go. I didn't think we'd make the playoffs. I didn't think we'd be really, really bad. I kind of thought we'd be middle of the road, and that's exactly what we are. Let's see how Cam did in his first year in the Giants playbook. I also don't know how good the Giants playbook is. 3,100 yards, 24 touchdowns, 9 interceptions is not horrible. Those are fine numbers, I guess. A little bit too low of touchdown numbers, but it's fine. We had Ahmad Bradshaw be the starting running back for us this year. We'll get Mark Ingram as the starter very soon. Probably next year. We might trade Ahmad Bradshaw in the offseason because he has decent value. So we might be able to do that. Mario Manningham with almost 900 yards. Nobody did crazy good, but I'm not shocked. Like I said, it's not. I'm not sure how good the Giants playbook is going to be in Sim. We might end up having to move on to another playbook, but those are okay numbers for what we did with the offense. Greg Jones is the man that led the team in tackles with a pretty decent margin. He led it by 20 with 99. The top three players don't have a picture. That's kind of funny. And then Chris Gamble, who we just brought in as salary filler from the Panther trade or for the Cam trade, he comes in, gets 78 tackles, 2 picks, and 2 tackles for loss. So Chris Gamble, I love you. What about tackle for loss leader? It is Justin Tuck with 17, then Pierre Paul with 15, Linval Joseph with 13. Sack leader is Pierre Paul with 14. So Jason Pierre Paul just had an absolutely unbelievable season. Not surprised. He is Jason Pierre Paul, and he was fairly good when he was younger, when he had all of his digits on his hands. Let's get out of the playoffs though, because we're not in them. And let's think about our strategy for the off season. We're probably going to trade Ahmad Bradshaw because we don't need him. We have Mark Ingram, and he's part of the challenge. Ahmad Bradshaw's not, as it's a Philadelphia New England Patriots Super Bowl, which gives me, as Cam gets an upgrade point, gives me Vietnam flashbacks. So let's not look at that. And let's hope the Patriots win, which they do not. Great. That makes me so happy. I love it when the Patriots lose, especially a Super Bowl. Okay, so we need to figure out our game plan for the offseason. Let's take a quick look at the recap though. Jaquan Jarrett is your Super Bowl MVP. Not a name I've heard in a long time. Michael Vick wins MVP of the league. Calvin Johnson, Megatron, wins the Player of the Year along with Trent Cole on the defense. And Andy Dalton and Von Miller are your Rookies of the Year. Andy Dalton, okay. Good for him. Good for him. Okay, so we've got past where we can have dev trade upgrades. So let's see if we get any. I don't think we are. Cam is revealed to have superstar. Ooh, so Bradshaw's not going to have that much value. Mark Ingram already jumps over him, which is exactly what I wanted anyway. So maybe we just keep him on Bradshaw as the backup because he's probably not going to have that much value in the first place. We have Hakeem Nicks and Victor Cruz, who are both fairly solid wide receivers. The offensive line's actually not that bad considering most of it's normal dev. They're all fairly high overalls, and they have a chance to get better. Tight end Jake Ballard, we probably could use an upgrade there, and luckily this is the 2013 draft class, which has some decent tight ends. Justin Tuckett star, Linval Joseph normal, Jason Pierre-Paul has X Factor now, which is huge. I don't think he had X Factor at the beginning. Prince Amukamara, 82 overall superstar. The linebacking core needs some big, big upgrades. That is for sure. So we'll have to focus on that. What kind of negotiations are we going to have? Who needs a new contract? I'm not familiar with this roster's or with this team's contract situation. Mario Manningham, Kenny Phillips. Okay, thankfully it's not anybody too important. We might be able to squeeze a trade out of Mario Manningham. I hate him anyway because he made a big catch in the Super Bowl this year against the Patriots, so he's dead to me. We might be able to squeeze a little bit of value out of him. Although all of the guys that they're trading back in return are pretty old. Left tackle Derek Hall, 79 overall star dev, is not a bad trade. It's straight up 1-for-1. I know we don't necessarily need a left tackle, but we could use somebody else. We could put somebody somewhere else, I guess, is a possibility. The only other guy I was thinking about was maybe Gerald Sensabaugh, but I feel like that's not enough value. There's got to be a team that needs a veteran wide receiver, like the Chargers. The Chargers need a veteran wide receiver for Philip Rivers to throw to. And maybe I could squeeze a second out of him. Oh, I can probably squeeze a second. I could probably squeeze a second out of him. What about if I also give up Mark Herzlich, maybe? Or Matthias. Let me give up Matthias. Or Matthias, however you say his name. I can't. They don't have enough money for that. Okay, why does nobody ever have any money? What about if I give you. I can't give Aaron Ross. He's too expensive. What about if I give you Bruce Johnson? They cannot. Where's your. Have money? Why does nobody ever have any money? I probably have to give up Kenny Phillips, but I can't because I'm going to do another trade for him. What about a fifth rounder in 2020 or in 2014? Probably should just give up take a third back because we don't have a third. So maybe I should take a third round pick for Mario Manningham. But I can get a second, man. I know I can. I absolutely know I can. Oh, we get a third and a fourth for Mario Manningham. Okay, I'll take that. And then we're probably going to trade Kenny Phillips as well. But instead of trading for a draft picks, probably gonna have to trade for another strong safety. What's his value though? Ed Wang's always a nice one. Gotta love the Wang. It's pretty much the exact same. There's a few different variations in here, but it's pretty much the exact same type of players. So let's see what kind of strong safeties we can go after here. Who's got the value? Who's got the value? Major Wright could be fun. He obviously didn't pan out in real life. That could be a fun one to try to make him turn into a great player. There's Jaquan Jarrett, who just won Super Bowl MVP. He's 22 years old. That could be fun. Steal him from the Eagles. All-American Dynasty legend Jim Leonard's right there. Godfrey, Sergio Brown. Man, the strong safety market was not popping back in the day, was it? Cam Chancellor, we're not going to be able to get. I kind of like the idea of either taking on the challenge of building back up Major Wright from what he never became, or just stealing the Eagles Super Bowl MVP. Let's go for Major Wright. I think that's a more fun storyline, but we're going to be able to get him straight up for this. So let's try and maybe squeeze out a third round pick along with him. Or maybe a third round pick next year. Yes, there we go. Maybe even could have got a fourth too. So those are the players that I just see. Wait, do we need to re-sign Major Wright? Or is it next year? Okay, it's next year. We need to re-sign him. Okay, perfect. So we're able to recoup a little bit of that draft capital from when we traded for Cam. We now have a third and two fours in this draft. Signed free agents. Who is available in free agency? Seabass, Kevin Barry, Aqib Talib. I kind of like. He's got normal dev, but I mean that can go up very easily. Keith Rivers also is a possibility. I don't hate that. We need all of the outside or all of the linebacker spots. I kind of want to go Aqib Talib. He kind of wants to be here, and I kind of want him here. 8.5 and 9. Let's see if we can get Aqib Talib. We're leading in that. How expensive is Keith Rivers going to be? 5-year deal is not something I'm really wanting to do. I think we might as well just we'll save the money. I wasn't thinking he was going to be that expensive. Aqib does sign with us, so we bring in another corner. That's always good. And that's going to be the only free agent signing we make this year. We'll just keep moving on. Now that we have Cam and Mark Ingram, we can just treat it like a regular rebuild. And I think those guys are going to develop fairly well. I mean, obviously, we know Cam is. I don't know exactly how much Mark Ingram's going to develop, but I think if he's in a good situation on a team that wins a lot, he should be able to grow. So I did scout the top 3 linebackers because we need each linebacker position. Barkevius Mingo's a round 1 to 2. Monte Teo is a round 1, and Jamie Collins is a round 1 to 2. Is there anybody else that I should throw a little scouty boy on just to kind of figure out what is good in this class? I mean, this 2013 class is not necessarily known for its great linebackers. Let's toss them on Ogletree and Minter. I mean, I could go Kiko Alonso. I mean, I feel like I don't need to use one on him. We know he's probably going to be fine. Let's see. Is there a free safety that could be useful to us? DJ Swearinger, maybe? Jonathan Cyprian? Let's use it on Jonathan Cyprian because I don't think I've ever scouted Jonathan Cyprian. I want to know kind of what his value is. Let's move to the draft. I don't know how the Saints did. That's a big concern of mine. How good were the Saints? Mock draft number 5. So the Commanders have the number 1 pick. So obviously RG3 couldn't get them better than number 1 overall. Then the Cardinals, Bucks, Chiefs. Where are we sitting? It looks like, oh no, the Saints did better than we did. Actually, that's the Panthers. I thought we traded. Did we not? Oh, no, no, no. We didn't trade our first round pick to the Panthers. Oh no, here we are at 23. Where were the Saints at? The Saints don't have a pick because we have their pick. Where's our pick that we gave the Saints? Oh, wait, what am I thinking of? The Panthers have 2 first round picks. Hold on, hold on. I need to refresh myself on what picks we have and what picks we don't have. Let me get a little bit of a refresher. So we have, yeah, I thought we had the Saints pick. So what picks do the Panthers have? The Panthers have our pick, which is 16, and the Saints don't have anything because we took their first round pick. Okay, so I got it mixed up. So I thought I traded my first round pick for the Saints' first round pick. We traded it to the Panthers to get Cam, so they have our. Okay, I got it now. I got it now. Don't worry, I'm staying up with things now. I'm with the jive. I got it figured out. So the Panthers have our first round pick, which is 16, and the Saints did better than we did, so we have pick 23, which would put us in position to get Barkevius Mingo or Travis Frederick, which honestly probably is the way we should go to get our offensive line figured out. We'll play it by ear, see what happens. Let's start drafting. The Texans, Andre Johnson wants to get a quarterback. I don't know if you will, big dog. There's not a lot of quarterbacks in this class. Eric Fisher goes number 1 overall to the Washington Commanders. They get their blocker for RG3, I guess. Tavon Austin goes 2. Luke Jokel goes 3. Deion Jordan goes 4 to the Chiefs. D. Milliner, love them. Love D. Milliner. He goes to the Browns. DeAndre to the Titans. So about, what, 15 years earlier than he did in real life. Desmond Trufant to the Dolphins. Let's get to our pick. Xavier Rhodes, Ziggy Ansah, Star Lotulelei, DJ Hayden, Cordell Patterson, Tyler Eifert, Darius Slay, Datone Jones, Sheldon Richardson, DJ Fluker, Justin Pugh. Okay, so nobody. Oh, Manti Te'o goes. I see that. Nobody too impactful has been taken. We could either go Barkevius Mingo or we can go Travis Frederick. I think it's the smart option to go Travis Frederick because later in the draft we can get a guy like. We probably won't be able to get Jamie Collins actually. But I think getting center is probably the smarter thing to do. Right? It's the smarter thing to do. I think so. I mean, we know how good Travis Frederick's going to be. He's a guarantee. Well, otherwise, Barkevius Mingo is kind of a hit or miss. I think I'm going to take Travis Frederick here. Number 19 in true value. He's the hidden dev player. That's our center for the rebuild. That is our center for the rebuild. We have 2 second-round picks, right? Don't we have 2 second-round picks? I don't see the giant logo anywhere else. I thought we had 2 second-round picks. Oh, we have 2 third-round? Whatever. It doesn't matter. Cyprian is still available. What's the tight end position looking like? Travis Kelce's available. Do we just grab Travis Kelce for the love of the game? Did we just grab Travis for the love of the game? I think we do. Let's grab Travis for the love of the game. Okay. We grab him. He's number 14 in true value. He's hidden dev, obviously. There's our tight end position figured out for the rebuild. Next draft, here we are. Our next round, we're into the third. So Cyprian's gone, which is not a surprise. We've got no other free safeties that I want to grab. Corner is not something we necessarily need. And if we were going to take somebody, it's probably not going to be somebody like this. If we were going to take somebody, it'd probably be like a first round talent guy. We could take Micah Hyde, but he's a day 3. We could probably get him in the 4th round. There's also AJ Bouye down there. So we can wait on that a little bit. Gerald Hodges Jr. is interesting at outside linebacker. We've also got AJ Klein. We've got a bunch of decent people here that aren't really that decent. So the linebacker position, we're probably going to have to wait another year on because I can't justify any of those picks, I don't think. William Golston, not good. We don't really need defensive line. We have Justin Tuck and JPP. Vincent Painter. The rest of the offensive line is not amazing. Earl Watford's probably not the worst pick. JC Tretter's a decent pick. We could go JC Tretter. At wide receiver, not a whole lot of here, is there? Adam Thielen, but we've taken him plenty of different times. We know how good he is. Let's take JC Tretter. We can at least have another guard. We can switch him to guard and move him in if we need to, or just keep him at tackle. I guess doesn't really matter. We'll skip to the 4th round, and it's the 4th round that we have two picks. I knew we had 2 picks somewhere. I couldn't remember what it was. Okay, so out of everybody that's left, I'm probably going to make these 2 4th round picks, and then that's going to be it for me. Kenny Stills is an interesting wide receiver option. I don't think I ever go for Kenny Stills. Let's take Kenny Stills. We'll take Kenny. He can be wide receiver number 4 or 3, whatever he is. He's hitting down 95 speed for Mr. Kenny Stills. And then we will go to our next 4th round pick. And I don't know who's going to be available. Probably Micah Hyde is probably going to be our pick, right? If he's still here. Oh, he's not still here. Somebody grabbed him. Okay. Good to know. I guess we'll just take AJ Bouye. And we'll be okay with that. And that's probably going to be the last pick that I make in this first draft. We'll skip ahead to the end of the draft. We came away with a pretty solid class. Getting Travis Frederick is good because we solidify the center position for the entirety of this rebuild. Getting Travis Kelce solidifies the tight end spot for the rebuild. Travis Frederick's a 72, Kelsey's a 73, Treader's a 68. So everybody else is pretty low overall. They also took Tavares King. Okay, that's cool. The rest of the class is kind of buns, but that's just the low overalls. That's just the whole class in general. DeAndre Hopkins, best player in the class. Not a surprise. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with the draft that we had. We will still be in the Giant playbook, obviously, offense and defense. Let's take a look at what this roster looks like with our 2 Heisman Trophy winners in the backfield. Are we going to be better than we were this year? So having superstar dev on Mark Ingram is really huge. Okay, so JC Tretter's a 68 with normal dev. So he's going to take a little bit of time to develop. The offense is looking pretty solid. Frederick's going to take a little bit of time to get there, but he'll be a starter pretty soon. We still got 2 solid wide receivers, and then Kenny Stills is down here. Offense is looking pretty good. And then on defense, we still need to work on linebacker. Major Wright hopefully will develop at strong safety. If we start to win, he probably will. Defensive line looks really good. We're probably going to have to replace Justin Tuck within this rebuild because I think he's 30 now or something. He might be able to survive the rebuild. I don't know. It's going to be very close, depending on how quick we win a championship, I guess. If we win one of the next 1 or 2 years, then he probably will be here, but I doubt that's going to happen. But we get to the 2014 draft, the 2013 regular season, 2014 draft, and the Heisman Trophy winner in this year, I think, was Marcus Mariota in the 2014 college football season. This is obviously the Blake Bortles, Derek Carr draft. There's Johnny Manziel. He's the Heisman Trophy winner for 2013 or 2012. I mean, not 2013 because he won as a freshman. So he's the Heisman Trophy winner from 2012. Then you've obviously got Jameis Winston who won it in 2013, and then I think Mariota won it in 14 because then Derrick Henry was in 15. But whatever. So in this class, it's obviously the studs. You got Mike Evans, you got Odell, you got Aaron Donald, you got a bunch of great players. we need to fire our main scout because tight end and quarterback is not something that we need. So we're gonna fire you, and then we're gonna hire probably something to do with linebacker. Absolutely. So maybe outside linebacker and outside linebacker safety, maybe? I don't know. There's not a lot of good combos. I guess outside linebacker and safety is probably going to be the best one. So let's hire them. Tamara Park, you can get hired by the Giants and you can become our national scout. Congratulations. What a promotion. And we will move on to the end of season number 2, the 2013-2014 season. Let's get moving on and see how year 2 of our Heisman Trophy backfield, where it was the first year they're actually starting together. Let's see how it does. Year 2 is in the books, and we already have made progress. We go from 8-9 to 10-7 and a wild card appearance. So it seems like Cam Newton and Mark Ingram are doing their work to get us into the playoffs. And 3,200 yards, 20 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. So the interceptions go down for Cam, but so do the touchdowns. The yards go up by about 100. I don't think the Giant playbook is that good, at least not for passing. Ahmad Bradshaw? Wait, what? Ahmad Bradshaw still is the starting running back? No, there's. Why did he get the most amount of carries? Hold on. So Ahmad Bradshaw is an 82 overall. He's playing down to an 80. Mark Ingram is an 81 playing up to an 82. So Ahmad Bradshaw still got all the carries. And oh my God, it said he was the number 1 starter. What am I supposed to do? All right, Bradshaw's either getting traded or something. I didn't think I needed to trade him because Mark Ingram passed him, but whatever. That sucks. Cruz is the 1,000-yard receiver with 5 touchdowns. Hicks had a pretty decent season. Kelsey had a pretty decent season. Defensively, 103 tackles from Greg Jones. I don't know who Greg Jones is, but he's playing out of his mind right now. Amukamara has 78 tackles, 75 for Pierre Paul. Oh my God. 30 sacks for Jason Pierre Paul. 30 sacks? Are you serious? We haven't had a stat like that in a long time. We've done a lot of these sims. We haven't had a 30 sack season in a minute. 30 sacks. Well, he breaks all of the records. He's going to win Defensive Player of the Year. That's pretty obvious. Wow. Jason Pierre-Paul with a 30 sack season. That is actually insane. Tuck had 14 and a half. We were getting the quarterback like crazy this year. Aqib Talib comes in after off of free agency with 5 picks. Major Wright had 4 picks. That's huge. He also had 57 tackles. Wow. 30 sack season for Jason Pierre-Paul. That is absolutely nuts. Are we going to win a playoff game? Are we going to be bounced in the first round? We are bounced in the first round. I would have put my entire soul on losing in that first round because that's how Madden works. So we lose in the wild card, but that's okay because we are making progress. People are getting better and better. It's the Raiders and the Lions. What a random matchup for year number 2 of this rebuild. JC Treader gets an upgrade point. Nice to see. He's probably not still going to be a starter, but that's okay. We've got ourselves a Super Bowl to sim. Who's going to win it? It is won by the Detroit Lions. Congratulations to Matt Stafford and Calvin Johnson. They did something that they didn't even get close to doing in real life. Jason Pierre-Paul with 30 sacks. That is absolute nuts. He does obviously win Defensive Player of the Year. Ndamukong Suh gets a Super Bowl with Detroit. Aaron Rodgers, MVP of the league. Greg Jennings and JPP are the Players of the Year. DeAndre Hopkins and Shamarko Thomas are the Rookies of the Year. Man. 30 sack season. Absolute insanity. Kelsey's got X Factor. Travis Frederick's going to start at center next year. Bradshaw will not start at running back. I'm telling you. It's going to be Mark Ingram. Kenny Stills goes up to a 70. Nice. He's getting close to being the 3rd string wide receiver. On the defense, I'd really like for Greg Jones to take that next step. He's had really good seasons. Major Wright. It was a major right decision to get him on the team because he goes up to star. Jason Pierre-Paul is a true 99 overall. He can't even upgrade anymore because he got 2 skill points. Wow, that's kind of crazy. Aqib Talib also has star now. That's awesome. The linebacking core is the last thing we need to upgrade. Actually, we probably need to upgrade free safety. That's okay. We can get to contract negotiations. We do have to re-sign Major Wright because we knew that coming into the season. That's the only one that I know. Luckily, we have a ton of money. So Jason Pierre-Paul, he's gonna need unbelievable money. Oh my God, he's gonna. I mean, it's a fifth year option. We might just have to lock him down now. Hakeem Nicks needs one. There's Major Wright. We're gonna pay Major Wright. We're gonna bring him back. Hopefully he accepts this. He doesn't really want to be here, unfortunately. But I want him here. We made a trade for you. You had a really good season. We're gonna have to use a franchise tag on him. That sucks. I was hoping to just get him back on a contract. Okay. Kareem McKenzie is 34. Will Beatty is 76 overall at 28. Let's get Hakeem Nicks back. He's going to want so much money, but it's worth it because he's a very good player for us. Pay him 19 million. Pay him 17 million on the bonus. Accept it, please. He is going to accept. We will franchise tag Major Wright for 15 mil. Do I decline the player option? Or the fifth year option? No, I can't. I can't do that. I know it's going to be so much money next year, but I can't risk declining the fifth year option and then not being able to afford his new contract. So we're just going to accept it and have to deal with the consequences next season when he comes up for a contract. Will Beatty, I will bring back because he's not very expensive. We'll get him like on a 3 year deal for 2 mil, 1.5 mil. That's going to come back. That's not very expensive. Okay, we'll let everybody else walk, and we will look to rebuild in the off season. Man, I cannot believe Major Wright didn't accept that contract. I gave him what, like 7 mil signing bonus and uh just regular salary? So frustrating. Brian Urlacher's here. A lot of kickers and punters this year. Not a whole lot of viable options. Kenny Phillips is here now. Can we bring Kenny Phillips back? We probably shouldn't because we need a free safety, not a strong safety. The free safeties are Luis Delmas, Ryan Clark, Malcolm Jenkins. I do like a Malcolm Jenkins option. Or a Patrick Chung. He likes the cocaine. I think I like the Malcolm Jenkins option. He's 25. This could be our strong safety or a free safety for the rebuild. Him and Major Wright. And he's a Buckeye. That also helps. Let's pay him a good chunk of change and see if he comes a calling. What about the cornerbacks? You got Derek Cox. You got nobody else really. Outside linebackers. We're probably just gonna have to draft these guys because there's just really nobody here that I want to take. Nobody here worth grabbing. Aaron Curry's 27. A lot of outside linebackers want to be here. But do I want them? I don't think I do. Aaron Curry, is he really going to mean that much? We could probably just find somebody that's cheaper in the draft. I think that's probably what we do. So Malcolm Jenkins, is he our new free safety? He is. So we get a free safety for the rebuild, which is Malcolm Jenkins, and we will continue to save that money and move on to the draft. So this year, 2014 draft, we need to see what that mock draft has in store for us. Are we going to be able to grab a stud like an Aaron Donald? We don't really need Aaron Donald because we have Linval Joseph, and I think Linval is going to be a good player for us. But we could obviously use an Odell Beckham Jr., that's for sure. All right. Let me just take a look. We need to get outside linebacker or middle linebacker. So we scouted outside linebacker as our focus. I scouted CJ Mosley. We knew he's going to be pretty good. The rest of this is not a great outside linebacker class. Why is it never that good? Khalil Mack and Jadeveon Clowney are obviously studs. If we could get one of them, it'd be pretty awesome, but I don't think that's going to be possible. They usually go top of the class. Corner, there's not really a big time number one corner that I want. I have absolutely no idea what direction I want to go, if I'm being honest. I scouted Brandon Cooks as well, just for the fun of it, for the love of the game. I don't know where I want to use these scouts. Trey Turner, we scouted. Taylor Lewan, Jake Matthews. I guess I'll scout Jake Matthews, just kind of get a vibe on him. I'll scout Corey Linsley just to figure out what he's all about. And then, I mean, Zach Martin would be a freak to grab. Probably not going to be in position to get him. And then I guess I'll do maybe Morgan Moses, or there's got to be somebody better than that. D Ford, maybe D Ford. D Ford could be cool. Maybe he's our backup option for Justin Tuck. I don't know. I don't really know. Let's take a look at the mock draft number 5. See what we're working with here. See where everybody's going. All right, mock draft 5. So Clowney's going 1 to the Colts. Mack is going 2 to the Vikings. Odell's going 4. Aaron Donald 7. So we're not gonna have that good of a pick, obviously, because we had playoff appearance. Anthony Barr, Demarcus Lawrence, C.J. Mosley. We're at 22. They want us to take Jake Matthews. Anybody below us? There's Zach Martin. I think we take Zach Martin at 22. That just seems like a no-brainer. Then we have our center figured out and our right guard figured out for the entirety of the rebuild. So that's our plan in the first round. Where we go from there, we'll have to see. Number 1 pick is Jadeveon Clowney, just like real life, just not to the Texans. Khalil Mack goes 2 to the Vikings. And Blake Bortles goes 3 to the Commanders. I don't know why the Commanders would take Blake Bortles when they have RG3. Maybe he hasn't developed very well. I don't know. Odell goes 4. Then you've got Kyle Fuller. And you've got Mike Evans to the Bucks. Look at that. History repeats itself. I don't think it was at 6, but still, you get what I mean. We move on. Donald to the Niners. We've got Shazier to the Browns. Looks like the draft board pretty much told the truth on where everybody was going. Although Jake Matthews went a pick ahead of us. He was projected to go to our pick. But we are going to grab Zach Martin, Hall of Fame right guard. That's the right guard position absolutely locked down for the entirety of the rebuild, or for the rest of the rebuild. So that's nice. We'll skip to our second round pick. David, why do I keep saying David Carr? Derek Carr goes to the Colts. What type of position do we go next? Do we take a receiver? We do have Mr. Kenny Stills. So we don't necessarily need a wide receiver. And we don't know if Martavis Bryant's going to be better than what we have. Allen Robinson, I guess, is a fine 4th receiver. Trey Turner's definitely an option. We might go him. Defensive line is not great. The linebackers are not great. Kevin Pierre-Louis in the 3rd round. That might be something we take. I see Shaq Barrett down there. I think I might go with Mr. Trey Turner here. Just keep on solidifying that offensive line so we don't have to worry about it in the future. He's also a hidden dev player. He's also like the number 12 player in the class. We have the first pick in the 3rd round. Thank you very much for that. 2 3rd-round picks is going to be nice. So who comes next? Who is the next player? Do we get former Heisman Trophy winner Johnny Manziel just to solidify the challenge? Could be fun. Or do we take an outside linebacker? I think we take Kevin Pierre-Louis with this pick. Kevin Pierre-Louis, welcome aboard. He has normal dev, but we knew that because I've taken him in different classes before, or different rebuilds. Did Johnny Manziel go? Because he did. I was gonna say I might take him here, but he went to the Bills. I might have taken him. It was a possibility. Running backs, you've got D'Anthony Thomas, who was a great running back at Oregon. Wide receiver, Dante Moncrief could be a good one. There's not really anybody else. Let's see. What's the direction? Day 3 for Corey Linsley. Where do we go? Anthony Hitchens, Chris Smith. Any gems down here? Nah, everybody sucks. Everybody absolutely sucks. There's Malcolm Butler. I might be able to get him in the 4th or 5th. Do I waste it on DeAnthony Thomas? I don't really want to do that. I think I might grab myself a little Dante Moncrief action. Get another wide receiver. He's number 31 in true value. He's got a hidden dev, so him and Kenny Stills can be backup wide receivers for us. We'll go to the fifth round. We'll see if Malcolm Butler's available in the fifth round. If he's not, then we'll sim out. But if he is, we'll grab him. Corey Lindsey's available. I might grab Corey Lindsey actually if Butler's gone. Malcolm Butler is gone. All right. Well, I might grab Corey Lindsey then. Because I don't think there's going to be anybody else that I want. Corey Lindsey's probably not going to be that good, but at least we haven't scouted. We really killed this beginning of this draft. We got ourselves Zach Martin and Trey Turner, so both guard positions are solidified now. Along with Travis Frederick, we got last year. The center position's figured out. The offensive line entirely might just be done now. It might just be finished. I don't know. 74 for Zach Martin, 73 for Trey Turner, 67 for Peter Lewis, 70 for Moncrief. They took Garrett Gilbert. That's always nice. Let's see. NFL best player in the class was Odell Beckham Jr. with Aaron Donald, Jadeveon Clowney. The guys you would expect to be at the top are at the top. Okay. Let's get to year number 3. We got the 2015 draft, which is the Derrick Henry draft. If we were to replace Mark Ingram, this would be the time to do it. But I don't think we're gonna. I think finally he should be the starter. Freaking Ahmad Bradshaw. No, I gotta trade Ahmad Bradshaw. He's gonna steal it again. I just know it. We're trading you, big dog. I can't have you keep stealing my yards from Mark Ingram. So you're gonna get traded for somebody. I don't know who it's gonna be for, but doesn't look like there's anybody here. We might just trade you for draft picks. Who needs a running back? There's Reggie Bush. Maybe I just trade you for Reggie Bush to get another Heisman in the backfield. Although he's 83 overall as well. Reggie, why are you so good of an overall? Who needs a running back? Ooh, the Jets do. The Jets need a running back. Welcome aboard, Ahmad Bradshaw. Would you be willing to give me not a first round pick, right? Certainly not. No, I didn't think so. What about a second round pick? There we go. Second round pick for Ahmad Bradshaw. I'll take it. That way we don't have to keep dealing with Mark Ingram getting his minutes stolen or his reps stolen. So we're looking good for offensive line. We have our left guard replacement. We have our center replacement, which I'm just going to trade Kevin Booth right now because we don't need him anymore. And Travis Frederick needs to get the minutes, or needs to get. Oh, I keep saying minutes. He needs to get the reps. I watch too much NBA play-in. I've been talking about minutes. The Buccaneers need a center, so we will trade him there, and maybe we can get another second round pick. Probably not. He's 30 years old. No, no way. Not even a close. What about a third round pick? Okay, there we go. Third round pick. Perfect. Frederick now starts. We have an interesting selection of offensive linemen, that's for sure. How's the defense looking, though? Still need to work on the linebackers, but the safeties are done. The defensive line is pretty much done, except for maybe replacing Justin Tuck. Corner is looking pretty solid. The team's good. It's weird, but it's good. And we'll get the 2015 NFL draft loaded in. Obviously, you got a bunch of Heismans in that one. You've got Jameis, you got Marcus Mariota, and you got Derrick Henry all in the same draft class, but all 3 Heisman winners because they all stayed in college. They won it too early. All right. Let's get ready to sim. Let's get ready to rumble. Load in the draft class. Import local file. 2015. Where are you at, big dog? There you are. 2015 draft class. Bada bing, bada boom. Heisman Trophy winner, Heisman Trophy winner. And then... Where's he at? Where is he at? Is he in 2016? He might be in 2016. He's not here. All right, well, it's 2 Heisman Trophy winners at least. So we still need linebackers. Still need linebackers. Other than that, I mean, maybe we need like a guaranteed stud left tackle. but we're pretty good. And now we trade away my Bradshaw. Mark Ingram will now, in fact, be the starter. So after 3 years, for the first time, we will have our Heisman Trophy backfield actually play together. And I'm hoping that we can continue to win a bunch of games and make the playoffs. We'll find out. I'll see you guys at the end of the year. Oh, the season's done, and we actually lost some progress in terms of wins. I think the playbook is really killing us. I don't think our guys are suited for this playbook. It's just not doing very well, so we will switch it for season 4. 6-11 is not great. 6-11 is not ideal. Cam's just he's putting up decent yards, but he's just not doing what I need him to be doing. So we'll move playbooks. Mark Ingram in his first year finally as the starter gets 1,000 yards with 13 touchdowns. Victor Cruz barely doesn't reach 1,000. Jarrell Jernigan randomly has 931. Okay, with 6 touchdowns. Defensively, Greg Jones again kills it. And oh my good God, I thought 30 sacks was crazy. Jason Pierre-Paul puts up back-to-back 30 plus sack seasons, this time with 31 and a half. Are you kidding me? I didn't realize this Giants defense was cracked like it was. Like this playbook goes nuts for sacks, at least for Jason Pierre-Paul. Well, he's going to be back-to-back defensive player of the year. That is absolutely insane. 2 seasons in a row with 30 plus sacks, this time even higher with 31 and a half. Wow. Talk about just absolute insanity. I didn't think that was going to be the case at all. We're going to have a decent draft pick this year, but I mean, what do we need to improve on except for linebackers? That's really the last spot that we need to fix is the linebackers, as it's the Lions and the Chargers in the Super Bowl this year. Lions got it last year, and they will get it again, back-to-back champs. The Detroit Lions. Good for them. Good for them. Matt Stafford's established himself as a Hall of Fame quarterback. Ndamukong Suh, Calvin Johnson. Ndamukong Suh gets two-time defensive or two-time Super Bowl MVP. Drew Brees is the MVP of the league. Roddy White and Jason Pierre-Paul, no surprise there, players of the year. Devontae Adams and Anthony Barr are the rookies of the year. Good for them. Good for you. You look happy and healthy. We go to the off season. The third off season we've done. The team is starting to develop. We've got now officially Zach Martin and Travis Frederick starting. Cam and Mark Ingram. Dante Moncrief's up here. Kenny Stills fell back a little bit. That's okay. Defensively, it's just this linebacker spot. Although Greg Jones is starting to kill it a little bit. And Williams actually gets a dev trade upgrade. Maybe it won't be as difficult to upgrade the defensive or the linebackers as I thought it would be. Negotiations, we've got 53 million. We need Victor Cruz. We need Major Wright. I wish he would have just signed last year. Okay, so it's not anybody absolutely crazy difficult to get. Linval is going to be expensive, though. We're probably going to have to restructure a couple of contracts to be able to fit all these guys in. But we got to get Victor Cruz back. And he's going to come back. 21 million. We'll offer Major Wright a new contract. I offered him 7 million last year and he declined it. So I guess I'll offer him like 9 million this year. We'll offer him 9 million. And he's going to decline it again. What do you do? What do I have to offer this man? We'll pay him the franchise tag again. I honestly don't know what I offered him way over what I would be willing to pay him, really. And he declined it again. Maybe I shouldn't have brought him in. Maybe I should have went with that Eagles safety that we were thinking about. We'll restructure Hakeem Nicks. We'll restructure Malcolm Jenkins. We'll restructure Chris Gamble, which I'm surprised we're still paying Chris Gamble. He's kind of just still here. We'll restructure you. We'll restructure you. Does Chris Gamble have a big penalty? 9 million. Hopefully those restructures is able to get us back the guy that we need to get back, Linval Joseph. We can't afford Linval. So we will offer him a new contract, 5 years, very expensive deal, but it needs to get him back. Please don't be stingy. Thank you. Paid him a little bit over market value to get him back, but he's back, and we will move on. Man, I might trade Major Right just because he just won't accept the contract. Just get paid, big dog. Why do you keep wanting to play on these stinking 1 year deals? Don't you want to be guaranteed, locked up for your family? Brian Arakpo would be the perfect guy to add to the team, but the money doesn't work out. So we can't get Brian Arakpo. So we'll go to the draft. We'll have to build through the draft. We're going to have a decent draft pick this year, though, because we won 6 games. I think Peyton Manning just retired, if I'm not mistaken. We'll have a decent draft pick. Luckily, unfortunately for us, the 2015 draft's not as good as the 2014 draft. I would have liked to have a top pick in 2014 draft. I did scout Amari Cooper just in case we want to go after him. But we need linebackers. We need some linebackers. Quan Alexander could be a nice one to take in the 3rd round. We probably should scout a couple other middle linebackers, maybe a Bernardrick McKinney, and probably a Denzel Perriman would be the only one of value to go after. And then at D tackle, you got Danny Shelton and Malcolm Brown. The D tackle market's not great in this one. I mean, Grady Jarrett's cool. Maybe we scout him. He's really the only one worth going after, I think, in the D tackles. And there's not really anybody else I want to go after. So let's just put Grady Jarrett up on there. Maybe we can grab him a little bit later. He could be a backup for him. Or maybe we switch to a 4-3 and then he plays along with Linval Joseph. Okay, so the draft is here. What is the draft going to bring us? Mock draft number 5. So we have the 5th overall pick. Jameis is going 1, then Dante Fowler, Amari Cooper, Nelson Aguilar, and then Marcus Peters. I don't think I'm going to take Marcus Peters. Leonard Williams, Vic Beasley, Shane Ray. It'd probably be the better idea if we traded down, because there's not really anybody at the top that I want, unless it's Amari Cooper, but we're pretty solid with wide receivers right now. I think we might trade out of 5. Might trade out of 5. And I think I'm going to spend my staff points. I'm surprised I haven't already done this yet, but I haven't really done any draft pick trading yet. So we'll buy all of this. Give it a little bit of an easier chance. Maybe just bump up the value slightly on our draft picks. We'll do that. We'll do that. And maybe if I buy this, the hometown discount thing, maybe Major Right will then accept. Okay, so we bought everything we needed to buy there. Let's go to the draft and probably trade down. That's probably going to be what we do. So, number 1 pick is going to be Marcus Mariota. Wait, didn't they say it was Jameis? I could have sworn it said Jameis, not Marcus. Maybe it said Marcus. I wasn't paying attention. I don't know. Amari Cooper goes 3. Commanders take Nelson Aguilar at 4. Good luck with that. And we are here at number 5. We could take Jameis. He fits the challenge with Heisman quarterback. Vic Beasley would be a nice one. I probably would stand him up as an outside linebacker, but I think the best idea is to trade a little bit further back. I'm probably thinking like the late teens would probably be a nice one. Like the Bills at 18 would probably be an okay trade back. I don't think we're going to be able to snag another 1st-round pick, unfortunately, unless we trade back to like 28, but I don't think that's going to be a smart idea. 23 is probably not the worst. We end up coming back with a 1st-round pick from the Saints. 23 is not super far back. '22 is even a little bit closer. It just matters if I want a 1st-round pick in 2016, another 1st-round pick in 2016. That's really all that matters about it. Do I trade out of 5 and get 22 and a 1st-rounder from Philadelphia next year in 2016? I think I do. Let's do that. Let's trade back out of 5. We go all the way back to 22, but we pick up an extra 1st-round pick. Now, the Eagles are probably going to be pretty good, so it's probably not going to be that good of a pick, but it's an extra 1st-round pick. It's always useful. Jameis is still on the board. So is Todd Gurley, Melvin Gordon. There's Shaq Thompson, which would be a nice pickup here in the first round. Benardrick McKinney would also be a nice pickup. Eric Kendricks. I mean, we can't really go wrong with middle linebacker. You got Eric Kendricks and Bernard McKinney. I think I'm going to take Shaq Thompson with this pick. Seal up the linebacker spot, the outside linebacker spot. He's a number 44 in true value. He's got a hidden dev. We have pick 10 in the second round, so we should be able to get at least one of the two middle linebackers. Or Eric Kendricks goes. That might be both of them gone. Then that might suck. The Browns get Jameis Winston, by the way. Are both of them gone? They're both gone. Sucky suck, boys. So I guess we just take Denzel Perryman, which I wasn't really planning on taking, but I didn't think both of them would get grabbed. I mean, we picked pretty high in the second round, but Eric Kendricks got taken. We make it to our next pick in the second round. Tyler Lockett could be fun. Nice little pickup in the draft. Jordan Hicks. And then there's Quan Alexander. I might wait on Quan Alexander. We don't have to grab him right now. I kind of want to get Tyler Lockett. I'm kind of feeling a little Lockett in my pocket. What about running backs? Jay Ajayi. There's not really anybody too good in the running back spot. Stephon Diggs. I mean, there's some good wide receivers here. We could take Tyler Lockett. We could take Stephon Diggs. I feel like I always get Stephon Diggs, and I don't really ever get Tyler Lockett. So let's get Tyler Lockett. We'll take him in the second round. He's number 13 true value. He's a great player. Add him to the board, add him to the list. Round 3, pick 5. Who's next? Who's next? This probably is going to be Quan. Do I take Quan Alexander here? How many first round or third round picks do I have? I have 2. Okay, perfect. So I can still come away with Quan Alexander and get somebody else. And I think that somebody else is going to be... I kind of want to get Frank Clark. He could be a nice backup to... Justin Tuck. Yes, I know Stephon Diggs is still available. We might get him in another rebuild. I don't think we're going to get him in this one. Frank Clark has hidden dev. He could be the replacement for Justin Tuck, depending on how long we have to go. Quan got taken. Quan got taken. You got to be freaking kidding me. All right. Well, Quan Alexander was the last guy that I was thinking was probably going to be the last valuable linebacker on this in this game. I mean, Jake Ryan is a possibility, I guess. Grady Jarrett's still a viable option. Freaking freak dogs. Let's take Stephon Diggs. Of course, they had to freaking take Quan Alexander, man. Just a freaking course. We go to the 5th round. I'm doubting there's going to be anybody left. Probably should have grabbed Grady Jarrett while I had the chance. Jake is gone. So is Grady Jarrett. Yeah, there's going to be nobody else, is there? Oh, I didn't end the way that I wanted it to. I probably shouldn't have grabbed Stephon. I probably should have grabbed Grady Jarrett, but it's whatever. It is whatever. All right, draft recap. 69 overall for Shaq Thompson, 66 for Denzel Perryman, 73 for Lockett, Clark 68, Diggs 73. It's an interesting draft, I'll say that much. Best players in the class, Byron Jones, yada 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 yada, yada, whatever. We don't care. Let's get to the 4th season of simulation. We'll load in the 2016 draft. Jared Goff, Carson Wentz. That draft will have Derrick Henry in it. How's the team looking? We got to change playbooks. Don't forget about that. All right, we're looking okay at offensive line. We're looking good at offense in general. Defensively, we add in Shaq Thompson and Kevin Pierre-Louis and all our boys. Shaq is a 69 overall. I'm just going to make him a middle linebacker. We'll just make him a middle linebacker so he starts. Other than that, I think the team's ready to go. He's going to start there. We're looking good here. Looking good, looking good, looking good, looking good. We probably do need to grab an extra corner at some point. It's just a matter of what playbook we choose now. What playbook are we going to choose? We'll get our scheme fit ready to go. Vertical zone run's probably what we're going to go with. Yep. And then we'll go with a 95 on a 4-6 defense, maybe. But what offensive playbook are we going to pick? We need something that fits Cam's play style, which is a little bit of throw, a little bit of pass, or a little bit of run. And then obviously we need Mark Ingram to produce. So I'm thinking maybe a little Bills playbook, because Josh Allen does like to throw and run a little bit. Baltimore's probably not exactly what we need, but Baltimore does run the ball a lot. Does Cam doesn't really fit the Lamar Jackson mold though, but it might work. Let's try Baltimore for a season. If it doesn't work, we'll switch to either like the Bills or something like that. But let's try Baltimore's offense for a season. That might end up being a good call, or maybe it's a bad call. We wasted a year. Who knows? Who effing knows? All right, let's choose the draft class. Import local files. Bada bing, bada boom. Where is 2016? Where's 2016 at? It's a little bit further down, isn't it? There it is. 2016. Boom. There we go. Okay. And there's Derrick Henry. Perfect. I got my years mixed up. All right, so Derrick Henry's in this class. We could switch to Derrick Henry if we needed to, but I think I'll stick with Mark Ingram for this. We'll upgrade our positions, and hopefully this works out for us. I think the Baltimore playbook is going to be pretty useful, but I guess we have to all we do is find out. This team should be pretty good. I'm surprised we lost as many games as we did last year, but I think I was just fully the playbook just screwing us. But now we switch playbooks, and maybe we'll do even better this year. Let's find out. Now, this is what I'm talking about. A 13-win season, a number one seed in the NFC, and obviously a divisional victory as well. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we needed. That's the boost that we needed from this team. The playbook really helped us out this time. And Cam has a little bit better numbers. They're still not amazing, but these are better numbers than what he had been putting up. The interceptions are down very, very low. 17 touchdowns, 3,400 yards. Ingram, 1,000 yards and 13 touchdowns. That's a good spot. And then Cam on the ground, 800 yards and 16 touchdowns. So he seems to be going crazy in that Lamar Jackson role. No 1,000-yard receiver, but that's to be expected in the Ravens playbook. Still fairly solid, though. And then we got defensively, I don't see a 30 tackle or a 30 sack season, so the streak ends. But Greg Jones continues to be a monster with 91 tackles. Shaq Thompson does good in his linebacker spot. Tackle for loss leader is Tuck with 15. Pierre Paul with 13. Then sack leader is Tuck this time with 18 and a half, so not anywhere close to 30. 5 interceptions for Aqib Talib. He's been a big free agent signing. Amuka Mara's done pretty well. Major Wright's been pretty solid, except for declining on my contract offers. And just keep playing him on the franchise tag. All right, a big victory would do wonders for my confidence here. Never mind. It's a loss to the Lions. Okay, we go another year. Yeah, because that's exactly what I want to do. Just keep losing in the playoffs. We've made the playoffs 2 years in this rebuild, and we have lost in the first round we've made it to each and every time. Next year is going to be different, though. Next year is going to be different. There's no way we lose in the playoffs next year. It's just not possible. We're too good of a team. We should not have lost this time. But, I mean, to be fair, it was against the Lions, who are two-time defending champions. So if we're going to lose to anybody, I guess losing to the Lions is okay. Chiefs and the said Lions are in the Super Bowl. Can the Lions really go three-peat? There's no way, right? There's no way Madden allows that. And wow, the Detroit Lions are 3 in a row. They achieved the three-peat. This Lions team's built different. Maybe I should use the Lions playbook. My God. They are 3-time champions. The last 3 years, they beat the Raiders, they beat the Chargers, they beat the Chiefs. They hate the AFC West, apparently. Matt Stafford is your Super Bowl MVP. Matt Ryan is your MVP of the league. Keenan Allen and Von Miller are the players of the year. And then Amari Cooper and freaking Eric Kendricks, who I should have had on my team, is the rookies of the year. Okay, but that's a really good progress season. We change playbooks and we go absolutely nuclear, winning 13 games and making it to the divisional round. That's absolutely amazing. We got negotiations we can take care of here with about 70 million. Pierre Paul wants so much money. We knew that was going to happen. Cam, oh my God. You got to be joking. You got to be absolutely pulling my leg out of my butt. Are you serious right now? $400 million? I mean, what in the wide world of sports am I supposed to do with that? We'll accept the fifth year on Travis Frederick. We got to bring Cam and Mark Ingram back. That's the two guaranteed guys we have to bring back. I guess we don't have to bring back uh, Mark because we could get just Derrick Henry in the draft this year. But I mean, Mark's finally starting to take that next step. So we get Mark Ingram back. I mean, you got to be kidding me, Cam. You're really asking for that money? Are you really? You're really trying to ask me for that much money? We might have to trade Cam for another Heisman quarterback. I don't know if there is a Heisman quarterback that's available that would be on the same talent level as Cam Newton at this point. We're re-signing everybody else, at least. Are you going to decline me this time, Major? I gave you freaking $9 million. You declined it. I'll give you 10. 10's my highest offer. If you decline this, you get freaking traded. Okay, I thought so. 8.7 million. We still have the need of Cam and Jason Pierre-Paul, our two highest rated players. I mean, you got to be kidding me. 400 million. What are we doing, Cam? What are we doing? Let me just throw him out into the waters, test his market. I mean, we could get basically anything we ever wanted. We could get whatever we wanted and more if we traded Cam Newton. But we need a Heisman winning quarterback. Who are all the Heisman winning quarterbacks in the league right now, other than Cam? So we got Tebow, but Tebow is nowhere near what we need, and he's way too expensive. Jameis is an 88 overall. That's a possibility, I guess. We could ride with Jameis. Who else is here? No, 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 no. Oh, Alex Smith. Nope, no. Nobody here. Tony Romo, no. Vic, no. Matt Ryan, no. Barkley didn't do it. Stafford didn't do it. Rodgers didn't do it. Eli didn't do it. Brady obviously didn't do it. Sam did, but he's not anywhere near what we need. And then Mariota did it, but he's not developing like Jameis Winston is. I think the thing to do is trade for Jameis Winston. Sounds kind of crazy, but Jameis is developing like crazy. Cam is far too expensive. And Jameis is on a rookie deal. Cam's just leaving his rookie deal, which is why he wants the money he wants. Carson did, but we can't get Carson. They don't have a first round pick this year. You got to be kidding me. Who'd you give your first round pick to? Not me. All right. Well, give me your second, your third. You got to give me at least two first round picks for Cam Newton. Trade offer is accepted. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I absolutely did not. But we needed to figure out. There was no way I was going to be able to free up enough in restructuring to be able to get Cam re-signed. It just wasn't going to happen. I might be able to free up enough to get Jason Pierre-Paul back. I really don't want to trade him. I really, really don't want to trade Jason Pierre-Paul. He's put up so much production the last few years. I can't trade him. So if we free up that much money, that hopefully is enough to get him back on a contract. Please, Jason, please. Okay, perfect. We have enough to get him back. And a little bit extra. Let's do 22 mil. And then we'll do maybe 20 and a half. No, 21. Let's do 21. And he accepts it. Perfect. That leaves us with 19 million to maybe bring even more guys back, which is nice. Like Williams, we can get back on a nice little cheap deal. He accepts it. We can even get James Brewer back. And he wants to be back as well. So we'll give him 3 mil, and he's going to come back. 7.5 million to bring any of these guys back. I don't really think we need anybody else. Jernigan, we have enough wide receivers right now. We don't need him. Marvin Austin, we don't necessarily need. No, let's keep the money. Let's keep the money. Oh, well, that wasn't what I was expecting to have to do. I thought we'd be able to get Cam back for cheaper, but 400 million total is just absolutely nuts. So we add in Jameis, who does still fit our challenge. He is a Heisman winning quarterback. So him and Mark Ingram are going to be the new duo. Does this mean we need to change out of the Ravens playbook? Because Jameis definitely doesn't run as much as Cam does. So we might need to. Oh no, now we got some weird things going on here. Let's trade Chris Snee so we can have Trey Turner and Chris Martin, Zach Martin play both positions. The Bengals need a right guard. Will you give me a third round pick for him? No, they don't have any money. God, why does nobody ever have any freaking money? Bucks need a guard. That's not what I wanted to do. Can I get a third round pick? I cannot get a third round pick. Can I get a fourth round pick? I cannot get a fourth round pick. Okay, just give me a freaking sixth round pick. I don't even care. Just get him off my team. I don't need him anymore. We want Trey Turner and Zach Martin to start. So now if we go over here to the generate best lineups, that will put, there we go, perfect. It'll switch it so Martin and Turner play. Offense is looking pretty good. We still need a guaranteed left tackle, which we might have to get in this class. So we switch to the 4-6 defense, which needs another D tackle. Ooh, okay. So we're gonna need another D tackle, but we can switch Shaq Thompson back to a left outside linebacker now that he's not playing middle linebacker too. Generate best lineup. There he is. Perfect. So we do need another D tackle now. We could use an extra corner. Jason Pierre-Paul's racking up skill points. And we need a left tackle. Okay. Okay. So D tackle, corner, left tackle are our biggest concerns headed into this offseason. Man, I hate the fact that I really wanted Cam to be the guy that we won the Super Bowl with, but it just wasn't going to work out that way, was it? It just wasn't going to work out that way. Jason Kelsey's here. We could bring the Kelsey brothers together. Let's see. We have about 7 million. Is there anybody that fits our needs that we could bring in for 7 million? For under 7 million, preferably? No, not D tackle wise. What about corner? There's got to be a cheap corner, right? Brandon Flowers, if he wanted to be here, maybe. Oh, there's not really a cheap corner that I want to bring in. Tremon's 32. Buster Screen. He's not high enough overall. If he was a higher overall, I'd definitely go for that. Buster Screen. I guess we'll just go to the draft. Save our money. Save our freaking money, man. Cam. Why, Cam? Why? Why, Cam? Why? Why do you want to be here? Team's looking good. What's our draft capital look like? We got 2 first-round picks. That's right. We had the Philadelphia pick. I forgot about that. We got 2 seconds. We got 2 thirds. We got a lot of capital. A lot of freaking draft capital. That is for sure. That is faux show. I didn't even need those extra Browns picks because we're not going to go that far. Hopefully we'll win the Super Bowl this year, but who knows what's going to happen with Jameis. So we're picking in the late 20s for both of our picks. So I did scout Derrick Henry just for fun. So who is going to be available in the late 20s? Maybe Michael Thomas is available, a little slant man action. We need a left tackle. I don't think Stanley or Tunzel are going to be there. But we have a lot of ammo to trade up. I guess that's true. Joe Tooney, Taylor Decker. Defensive ends. I mean, Joey Bosa's cool. He's going to be probably impossible to get. What about middle linebacker? You got Reggie Ragland. That's about it at middle linebacker. We don't really need a middle linebacker. Jalen Smith's top five. I guess I haven't used this draft class very much. Ramsey's going to be impossible. X-Man could be cool. Xavier Howard. Bring him in as another corner. Let's take a look at that mock draft like we usually do and see what's going on. Are we going to have to change playbooks from the Baltimore playbook? I think we should. I don't think Jameis fits the Lamar Jackson mold as well as Cam did. Might have to go Bills on that one. Speaking of, the Bills have the number one overall pick. They're going to take Carson Wentz probably. Joey Bosa, Zeke, Buckley, or Buckley. Who the heck is Buckley? Buckner, Jalen Ramsey, Josh Doxson, Leonard Floyd, Darren Lee, Eli Apple, Burnt Toast. Okay, so Stanley and Tunsil are both like 18 and 19. And then Kenny Clark is 20. We don't really need Kenny Clark. Or we kind of do. Jalen Smith. So we pick at number 28. But we have a lot of possibilities in trading up. If we can get around that 18 mark, 18, 19, 20 is probably where I want to be. So from 22 to 17. Let's go 17. Where's 17 at? 17 is held by a team named the Buccaneers. From 22 to 17, that's already very close. We have a lot of capital. We can make this work. Probably going to be something a little bit more valuable than that. What about a fourth in a couple of years? That is close. What about a third in a couple of years? Because we're not going to go that farther, hopefully. Trade offer is accepted. So we trade up from 22 to 17, which gets us ahead of both 18 and 19, which is perfect. And then we pick at 28, but I don't want to pick at 28. I want to pick a little bit higher than that. So from 28 to 24, that's 12. From 28 to 24 is very close. What about a third round pick next year? Trade offer accepted. So we swap 28 with 24. Still a little bit too high. We need to get down into the high teens, low 20s. Lower 20s. So we swap 24 with preferably like 19. It's probably where I want to be. That's declined, but it's close. We have 2 third-round picks. I'm willing to give up one. We trade that one. We get 19. So we have 17 and 19 now, but I'm not done. I want another first-round pick. Preferably 18, I guess. We just go 3 in a row. 17, 18, 19. Who has number 18? The Jaguars have it. I'd be willing to give up one of my first-round picks from this year and probably one of my first-round picks from next year, but we'll see how it plays out from here. Okay. Am I going to need to give a player away? Because I could. I guess I could give up Tony because we don't really need him anymore if we're going to get a left tackle. He didn't really move the needle, though. I'd be willing to give up one of these picks next year. I hope these are all my picks that I'm giving up. 2 first-round picks gets us back into the first round. So we have 17, 18, and 19 in the NFL draft this year. So we can come away with a left tackle, we can come away with a D tackle, and we can come away with something else, whatever we choose. So the Bills take Carson Wentz with the first overall pick. He's the new Josh Allen. Joey Bosa goes 2 to the Texans. Let's skip to our first pick. Zeke, DeForest Buckner, Jalen Ramsey, all the boys, yada, 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 whatever. Okay, so 17, 18, and 19. We have 3 straight picks. We're going to take Ronnie Stanley with this one. So he goes off the board first. He's number 14 true value. That's our left tackle for the rebuild, hopefully for just this season. We have number 18 now. We're going to grab... This could be Kenny Clark. Or it could be another Laramie Tunsil pickup. Let's take Jalen Smith with this pick because he's a top 5 true talent. So we might as well grab Jalen Smith. He's number 3, hidden dev. Welcome aboard. And now with number 19, oh, we should probably grab Kenny Clark, shouldn't we? I've been kind of thinking Laramie Tunsil because we could use a right tackle. But right tackle is not a big need, not as big a need as D tackle number 2. So we'll take Kenny Clark. He's not going to be a high rated player, but he is a backup at the end of the day. So 3 straight W's right there. We sim to the second round. We have 2 second round picks here, so we can keep on keeping on. I think I saw Derrick Henry got grabbed, right? Yeah, Derrick Henry's gone. I would have grabbed him if he was here. I do kind of like the Kevin Byard option. It's intriguing, but Joe Tooney's also intriguing. We might go... Oh, Braxton. We might go with a little 1-2 punch of Kevin Byard and Joe Tooney. Maybe that's the combination we take. 107 for Kevin Byard. He's a hidden dev, though. And then we pick right after the Seahawks. They take kicked in the sacky Christian Hackey. And we will grab ourselves Joe Tooney. We don't necessarily need a guard, but Joe Tooney is one of the best players in this class. So we'll grab him. Normal dev. He can be a backup, but it's just nice to have him. We go to the third round. We traded our one of our third round picks, so we only have 1 this time. Roberto Aguayo is here. Jacoby Brissett or Jacoby Brisket. Braxton Miller. I think it's Devondre Campbell. Probably should be Devondre. Or let me take a look at corner first. Let me take a corner. We probably missed out on the corners. I mean, there's a couple names in here, but nobody that's super crazy. So we probably missed out on the corners, but we can still come away with Devondre Campbell. Nice little outside linebacker piece. And maybe we could trade for a corner. Who knows? Maybe we can trade for a corner just to kind of solidify the team. We get to the 4th round. This is probably going to be my final pick. Who is it going to be? Who is it going to be? It's going to be Chris Jones. So we get Kenny Clark and Chris Jones. I'll take that. One of them is going to work out. All right, so let's end the draft there. That's a killer draft. We got a top 5 talent in Jalen Smith. We got our left tackle of the future in Ronnie Stanley, and then we grabbed Kenny Clark. So huge dubs. 77 overall for Ronnie Stanley, 80 for Smith, 73 for Clark, 70 for Byard, 72 for Tooney, and 71 for Campbell, 65. Okay, that is a huge draft for us. That fixes all of the holes that we had. W's. W's in chat. As we move to season number 5 of the rebuild, we switch to probably Buffalo playbook because that fits Jameis a little bit better than it does. Whoops, this is the wrong thing. Although, I mean, Josh Allen does run a little bit, but not as much as Lamar and the Ravens do, obviously. So we'll make sure we got the right thing here. 77 seems to be fine. 92 is at the highest. It certainly is. And we'll try to find Buffalo, and hopefully Buffalo works. I mean, maybe we should go Detroit, because Detroit has made 3 straight Super Bowls with Matt Stafford. Maybe, you know what? Let's go Detroit's offense instead of Buffalo's offense. If it's working for them, it's got to work for us, right? We've got a great quarterback in Jameis who can throw the ball like Matt Stafford can. And then we've got a solid receiver, just like they do. So let's go Detroit's offense. Maybe that'll help us out. I'll load in the 2017 draft class, but I'm hoping we don't have to use it. I'm hoping that we can just win a Super Bowl and move on from there, because I kind of traded away all of my assets to get those 3 first-round picks. But that's okay. So choose the draft class. It's obviously like Myles Garrett, Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes. All those guys are in the 2017 class. 2017. Boom. Myles Garrett. Welcome aboard. Okay. So we're here in year number 5. Let's take a quick squad update check. Make sure we got everybody where we need them to be. Jalen Smith already gets upgraded. Nice. That's helpful. Let's look at the team. Look at the team. Who do we got? So, offensive line looks really solid now. Offense in general looks really solid. We got some great receivers. We got a great running back, a great quarterback. Tight end, obviously. Defensively, we're looking pretty good. Kenny Clark fills in that D tackle spot. We got a corner with, I think it's Anthony Brown. He's got hidden dev, so that's nice. Byard's the backup there. All right, we're ready to win a championship. That's all I see. We're ready to win a championship. I think we can get it done. Hopefully, the Detroit Lion playbook does not fail me. I will see you guys at the end of the year. Now that's more like it. The Detroit Lion playbook is absolutely cracked. 14-3, the best we've done in the entire rebuild so far. Maybe that's a combination of both the playbook and our new Heisman quarterback, Jameis Winston. I don't know. But we were the number 1 seed again, and oh my God, 4,700 yards for Jameis. He just throws the ball around, doesn't he? Although 6 interceptions, I don't think Jameis has ever had 6 interceptions ever. He's maybe had 6 interceptions by the end of the first 2 months of the year, maybe month and a half. But 38 touchdowns, 4,700 yards, 1,000 yards, and 10 touchdowns for Mark Ingram. So the Heisman backfield's doing a very good job. 2 1,000-yard receivers, very awesome. Victor Cruz, 1,200 yards, and then Hakeem Nicks had 1,100. Kelsey put in some work too as well. Defensively, Greg Jones. No, it's Jalen Smith. Greg Jones not even the top. Jalen Smith, 112 tackles. Amuka Mara's right there with him. Then you got Pierre Paul with 8 tackles for loss. Linval Joseph also had 23 and a half sacks. So Pierre Paul goes back up to high production at the quarterback, getting 23 and a half sacks. Tuck had 10 and a half. Interception leader was Talib. Getting him in free agency was huge. He's been getting a bunch of interceptions ever since he's been here. Bouye had 3. Amuka Mara. Okay. But the real big thing is Jameis goes crazy in the Detroit Lion playbook. Will this be the first time we win a playoff game? It will be. 28-20, we take on the Niners in the NFC Championship. Thank God it's not the Lions. So their streak will come to an end. They will not be 4 in a row in the Super Bowl. That's kind of crazy to even think about that as a possibility. But we take on the Niners in the NFC Championship. It's at home in MetLife. Let's go win. Here we are in the NFC Championship in MetLife Stadium. I just realized that the Niners starting quarterback is Jared Goff. So take that for what it is. They won 12 games, and they are here trying to take us out and stop us from getting to our destination, which is the Super Bowl. It looks like it's a defensive game, though. It's 9-0, 9-7 now in the fourth quarter. We're driving down, trying to score a touchdown late. 16-7's huge. We get the ball back again. And if we can score again, it's over. It's over. 22-14. I don't care what they do. That is ball game. The Giants are playing in the Super Bowl. We are 1 game away from completing this challenge with having 2 Heisman winners in the backfield. Maybe a little bit later down the line, I do 3 Heismans in the offense, which would be obviously I'd have to do modern day to be able to include Devontae Smith in that, or Travis Hunter, I guess. But right now, we're just focusing on 2, and we will get to the Super Bowl. Who doesn't love a good Super Bowl? I knew this was going to be the year. We have too good of a team to be denied. And that Lions playbook, for some reason, goes absolutely nuclear. I don't know why. But it got the Lions to 3 straight Super Bowl championships, and now it's gotten us to 1. So it's going crazy. We take on the Chargers. They had a good season. They had a real good season. But we had a better season. So let's go win a championship and end this video. We have arrived at the Super Bowl, Giants and Chargers. We need our offense to cook. They didn't really cook against the Niners, but we got the job done anyway. 7-3, though. Let's keep going, Jameis. Come on, drive down the field. Come on. Okay, don't get anything at the end of the half. It's back and forth. Chargers driving again. It's 10-7 Chargers. But we're taking advantage here. Score, please. Score, please. There it is, 14-10. Get the ball back. Get the ball back. We got the ball back. We got the ball back. We did exactly what we needed to do. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. The New York Giants are going to win the championship with 2 Heismans in the backfield, Jameis and Mark Ingram. Yes, I would have liked it to be the original. Oh, my God. I would have liked it to be the original guy we chose, which was obviously Mr. Cameron Newton. But he was asking for the moon, basically, or the equivalent of it in dollars. I mean, there was simply no way we were ever going to be able to pay him that. And so we had to move on. We had to pivot. We went to who else would we have gone to other than Jameis Winston, a true American gunslinger in maybe the last of a dying breed. And we have done it. We have done it. Jameis and Mark Ingram, that combination has won us a Super Bowl, along with obviously a great team built around them. But that Detroit Lion playbook, man, is no joke. I don't know if it's just this era that the Detroit Lion playbook is good in because obviously they got Matt Stafford and Calvin Johnson. But it doesn't really matter because it's the playbook for modern day. I don't know. I've never seen the Detroit Lion playbook go that crazy. Let's just say that. Three straight titles for the Lions, and then the very next year we switched to it and we win a championship. So 4 titles in a row by using the Detroit Lion playbook is absolutely nuts. But thankfully we got ours. Thankfully we got ours. So we can now end the video. We have completed the rebuild, completed the challenge. We had a Heisman quarterback we had a Heisman in the quarterback position, and we had a Heisman winner in the running back position, and we won a championship, completing our challenge goals. Like I said before, if you want to leave me any challenge suggestions in the comments section, you can certainly feel free to do that. Jameis is the Super Bowl MVP, as it should be. Stafford and Calvin Johnson dominated. Stafford wins MVP. Calvin Johnson and Geno Atkins are the players of the year. Carson Wentz and Miles Jack are the defensive players, or the rookies of the year. So it seems like Mr. Carson doing good in the Josh Allen playbook. But here is the squad. Jameis goes up to an X Factor. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful sight. We fixed the offensive line. We had great wide receivers right out of the gate, so that did help. But I mean, I drafted a couple good ones. Tyler Lockett, Stephon Diggs, Dante Moncrief. They would have probably all been very good if we didn't have these two guys ahead of them. And then on defense, we drafted a very good defense. We drafted Jalen Smith, and we signed in free agency Malcolm Jenkins, and we signed Aqib Talib, which is a big pickup. Greg Jones developed like a freak. We made the trade for Major Wright, or no, did we? What did we do? How did we? Yeah, we made the trade for Major Wright. That's right, because we traded away the strong safety that was there. We kept the same corners. We added AJ Bouye. Jason Pierre-Paul had back-to-back 30-plus sack season, which is still just absolute insanity for me to think about. But the real goal was right here. The Heisman combination. Jameis Winston, Mark Ingram, both won Heismans in their college career. They come to the NFL in the same backfield and win a Super Bowl. The challenge has been completed. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.